Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Mike, and this is For the Record. So, getting back into doing videos again. Um, I had a request to show some of the newer vinyl, whether they be reissues. I'm not sure if these are reissues, not reissues necessarily, but just newer or new pressings. Um, I know there are collectors that they sort of they aim towards, that's all they buy. I am more, a lot of my collection, 99% of it is well, 99.99% of my collection is vintage original pressings. Just trying to fix this camera. That's what I've always been into collecting. I know, so like I said, some people really aim towards nothing but new, or that might just be a large part of their collection, but I'm just the opposite. I don't really buy new records unless they're by a particular band I enjoy. I'm, as a lot of us are, where most of us are completists, so we have to have everything a particular artist has. So I certainly fall in that category, but I don't necessarily seek out new records. Sometimes I don't find out an artist I like has put out a new record until months or even years after it's been released, which is embarrassing. It's hard to keep up with all the music, but I pulled a few that are in constant rotation on my turntable, and ones that I can remember that I have, and I could put my hands on them rather quickly, in no particular order really. Don't know what I'm saying about each one, but I just wanted to kind of show some of the newer records I have now. A lot of records nowadays are digitally sourced, and I think all of us are aware of that. I think some of you people, you and you back there, you're in denial about it. So I mean, I know for a fact that one of these is not digitally sourced. It was completely analog, analog made. But I'll get to that record when I show it, and I'll talk briefly about it. This isn't going to be a long video, so let's get to it. So the first one is going to be the Golliwogs Fight Fire, the complete recordings, 1964-1967. Of course, we know them as Creedence Clearwater Revival, my favorite band of all time. This was a compilation. I believe it was originally out on. I mean, their stuff is readily available on certain CD compilation box set. There's a couple of them out, but this is the Golliwogs, everything they did, and it's on 2 records, which is it's actually a really nice record label. It's a double album, and it's to be honest with you, it's actually gone up in price. When I buy stuff like this, I typically buy duplicate copies, just because I do. But I'm trying to find this for the right price. This has been out for a couple of years now, and this has gone up much higher than what it was originally priced at. So I'm trying to get a second copy at a decent price. But I want to get it because it's going up in price, and I'm gonna get into that about another box set I have. But again, this is going up in price. This is probably digitally sourced. Excuse me, I lost my breath. But it sounds amazing, and it's some really awesome music from the band before they were super well known. Another, this is a brand new, for the first time ever, on vinyl. Creedence Clearwater Revival at Woodstock. This is by Craft Recordings. These guys, this is a double if I recall. Yeah, that's right, it's a double album. This is this RPM 45? No, this one isn't 45 RPM. Craft Recording does an amazing job. I also have the CD version of this, but this is a wonderful collection to have. They sound great. John Fogerty Centerfield. Not much I need to say about this. I'm not going to open it up, but this came out in a couple different variations. I actually ordered 2 of them, and it was a huge screw up with the company. Took me months to get it, but I ordered 2. I ordered the black copy and I ordered the green copy, and they kept sending me the black copy. I kept sending it. I kept sending it back. I kept one black, and this is the green translucent vinyl. This is brand new. This particular one has never been played because I listened to the black copy. This is just because it's green. And this particular pressing, you open up, it's a gatefold, it opens up, and it's a huge baseball field. It's pretty cool. It sounds great. This one was probably my most disappointed album. When did this come out? Last year, 2 years ago? I can't remember. The most disappointing album probably in my collection. And I did a whole video on it. I think it was my previous channel that I lost access to, but if anybody is interested in the story, I'll just say briefly. So the whole thing about this is John Fogerty 50 year trip, and this is going back to his original days, going back to Woodstock. It was a huge publicity, a huge PR for John Fogerty celebrating 50 year trip. So I have this. This actually came out in different variations. This came out I think it was 2 variations on CD, where you had the this was a money grab, and I'll try to not make this video long, but this was a huge money grab for John Fogerty. Very disappointed. So the DVD version is the best version. This and a particular CD pressing, they took out the entire, I think there were 6 or 7 songs that John Fogerty did, and this is recorded live, by the way, that he did in the middle of the concert. And it was like all the songs from Woodstock, some songs other artists did, but he sung them live on this concert, and they cut it. That I was so disappointed. They cut it. I'm like, oh, I was so excited to get this, and I got this, and then I realized I got the DVD too, and I got the CD. I actually got 2 copies of CDs. I got the cut down version, where it only has his and CCR songs, and also the other songs he did that he covered other artists from Woodstock, and there was some unbelievable songs. So the only reason to actually get that is the extended CD or DVD, and I recommend the DVD. But this was a money grab for him. I was disappointed with him. I was disappointed with his wife, who was his manager. I think they should have pressed a 3rd record, charged a little more, and I would have paid it to have those extra songs that he sung, that he covered. But I highly recommend the DVD because it's absolutely mind-blowing. It was absolutely amazing. But it's all his common stuff that he sings. They're all great songs, but they're songs we've heard for the past 50 years. And it was nice to see and hear those songs he covered from Woodstock. So might be available on YouTube. I recommend just buying the DVD if you're a fan, because it's just absolutely amazing. But I was absolutely disappointed with this particular album because of that. They honestly cut the best part of the concert. Going right along. This was done, I believe this was a record store, a record store day pressing, I believe. I can't remember the year it came out. I only bought this last year at a shop, and I didn't even know it existed. It's Canned Heat. It's a Christmas album, and it says Canned Heat, Live Heat, Reno, Nevada. So they're all Christmas songs, and I think there are only 6 or 7 songs. It's an interesting cover because it's die cut, and it's on white vinyl. Sounds amazing. It's really cool to hear Canned Heat. I didn't even know they did Christmas songs. I think it was amazing. It was really cool. Nice to have that. This next one, this next artist is one of my guilty pleasures. I have loved and listened to his songs for many years now, and I'm trying to remember off memory. He only has 2 solo albums. His first album is absolutely horrible. it's just bad. But this one is an unbelievable album. And if you are a fan of the Bee Gees or Barry Gibb, I highly recommend it. Another one I have on CD as well. This is just it's a double album. Cool label, right? Like the old Columbia. But it's just an absolutely astonishing good album. I highly recommend it if you're a fan. He doesn't sing Bee Gees songs. They're just his solo stuff. And the song that is just amazing is Star-Crossed Lovers. But it's just because I think his 2 kids are involved too. I think 2 of his sons are involved. Just a great all around album. Great stuff. I bought that when it first came out. It's been 2 or 3 years, I think. So this another one is the Gibb Brothers songbook. So this is Barry Gibb doing Bee Gees songs, and I was kind of skeptical about when I bought this album. It was reasonably priced. It's only, I think, is it a single? Is it a double? I can't remember. Nope, it's a double. Yeah, it's a double album. And I was like, this is a money grab for Barry Gibb, right? Under the Bee Gees name, or under the Gibbs Brothers. But it wasn't actually. He does his Bee Gees songs with other artists, and it was actually very refreshing and very nice to hear. But again, I was skeptical when I first got it, but I listened to it. It was actually really well done, and I actually love it. It's a great album. It's on this. I don't know if it's regular black vinyl too, but just by chance was this gray vinyl. Kind of not really a marble. It's just gray, but sounds fine. It's good pressing. One of the greatest, and probably one of my top 5 newer albums is Johnny Cash Live at the Carousel Ballroom, 1968. Real quick, this is the one album that I can tell you for sure is analog, done analog. No digital, and I'll tell you why I know, because it says it. And I like when somebody takes the time to tell you what you're buying. So this is all analog. It says it right on the back cover. No digitizing whatsoever was involved, and this sounds amazing. Sounds absolutely. It's a double album. The cover, or the label that like that. This is just, if you're a Johnny Cash fan. Oh, you can't see it. It's right. Johnny Cash fan. Now this came different variations. There was a. So this is a gatefold. All right, and that's the back. It says right there that it's no digitizing was involved. It's completely analog, and it's a nice little book. This was just such an amazing album. It's recorded live, which Carousel Ballroom, which was kind of, it's kind of odd to have a star such as Johnny Cash doing that, because a lot of artists back then at that Carousel Ballroom were kind of like they were just not the style of music, but they were in the crowd. If I recall the article I read, they were all hippies, and they were all not your typical Johnny Cash fans, but they seemed to have a good time because you can hear them in the background. But won't go too far into detail, but this is from the Bear Sonic Journals, If you're unaware of who Bear is, there's a long story behind it, but he had recorded. He was the I was trying to, again, not make this too long. He was the Grateful Dead's sound tech, I guess you can say it. And he back in the day, he recorded hundreds, if not thousands, of artists, not for a record label, but for his own, what I read, his own consumption. And they were never released. They were never put on vinyl. They were never put on CD. This was one of the first ones, if not the first one, to put out after his death. They got together and started releasing his recordings, and they were done amazingly well. So there are other artists that under the Bear Sonic Journals are being released. This is the only one I've gotten so far, but this is an amazing sounding album. Highly recommend it. Alrighty, going right into, I had recently made a comment on a fellow record collector, Frank Landry's channel, 33 RPM, about the most expensive record I've bought to date and what is your top price that you would pay for something. If it's within reason, I can't put a number on it. I'll pay whatever they want me to pay. But I don't know. I can't put a number on it. But this is the most expensive. This was a four album box set. They at the time, I think this was like when it first came out, was $100 to $125, somewhere around there, maybe a little less. But I had gotten this. I bought the CD edition and DVD, Blu-ray. Like I had to have it all. It's an amazing album. And what do I say? It was recorded live at the Forum. This is an amazing sounding album. Different variations. Don't be fooled. There are variations out there where it's like a condensed version where it's a single album, and there are other ones out there that it's a double album. I'm not even sure if it's a gatefold, but if you want to get the full experience, make sure you get the box set where it's a four album edition. But again, buyer beware. If you want eBay and look, there are a lot of people selling the album where it's a single or a double, but it's not the full concert. You have to buy the box for the full concert. Another one that has many different variations, Creedence Clearwater Revival at the Royal Albert Hall. Again, done by Craft Recordings. Different variations. This is the single LP. This one is sealed. I actually bought two, one to listen to and one to keep it sealed. This is the regular one album LP. Sounds great, amazing. Then you go into the same album, but your box set. Now, I wish that they had taken this. This is not embossed. I wish they made that embossed. That's all right. They kept the cost down, so it wasn't too expensive. But this is embossed. It's raised letters. This is the, how many shit? I can't remember. Is it 3, 2? I can't, man, I'm drawing a blank. I put myself on the spot. 2, I want to say 2. It was 2. This is 2. This one is the box set 2 album. It's actually 45 RPMs. Sounds amazing. Another one that's going up in price. I bought 2. I bought this one, and then I noticed that it was going up in price, and these are all numbered. I think 3,000. This is number 1724. Okay, and I noticed that they're going up in value. I didn't buy a second one to sell it. I bought a second one, not necessarily an investment, just because they were going up in price. I was like, before it goes up too high, I want to get a second copy. This one is sealed, never opened. Okay. This is number 4611 out of, no, it must have been, maybe it was 10,000. They made a certain number, and they're all numbered. So, sealed copy, just to have it, because I can. And I actually bought both of these from the manufacturer. That was the only way to get it for the original price, because everybody else was selling it for much, much higher. But it was funny because I was watching on eBay, and it kept going up, and I went over to to the manufacturer, and I bought it for the same price I bought the original ones for. Bought this one for. I can't remember what I paid. I want to say it was under $100, which was amazing. It's under $100. So it was well worth. Again, 45 RPM, 2 album. I have the CD. I have the this comes with this the DVD. Comes with the DVD, so you can watch the concert too. It's actually a Blu-ray, so it's really neat to see the documentary, and then it's the documentary, and then it's the concert at the Royal Albert Hall, which is just an amazing concert. So it's that. I want to back up for a second before I end this video. What upset me about this one wasn't the price. It was the fact that within maybe 3 to 4 weeks had gone by after it originally came out, and it literally dropped in price half. That's right. It was started selling for half, and it might be at that price now. If it is, get it. It's an amazing concert. But I was upset because I paid premium, and then within a month, they dropped the price in half. I was pissed. Anyway, that's it, everyone. I hope everybody is having a good weekend, and I'm going to go back to listening to records since I've been doing that since about 3:30 this morning because I can't sleep. All right, guys. Peace.